Welcome to the bold analysis. If you're to come to Kenya as a guest or a visitor today, you will be right to conclude that we have elections coming in the next few months. And because politicians have invited us to a political contest, have treated us to a looming political contest, I want to show you why something happened in this country, very important. And I want us to compare these two political events. This event here, or rather the photos you're seeing here, are photos of Raila Odinga's political rally, impromptu rally, that was organized in Kajiado. And this was, Raila Odinga attended a church service in Kajiado alongside the Kajiado governor, and then after that they stormed, later that evening they stormed Kitengela town in the evening for a political rally. You can look at that reception and the way the young people were milling around the Azimio la Umoja convoy. And that political rally in Kajiado, I think the visit in Kajiado was politically important for some reasons. And as you can see, this is the video. Now, those are the photos. Then this is the video when Raila Odinga was there. You can see the way the welcome was big, a massive reception, and people were actually milled around the car. And there was that joy. Remember, it was a weekend, so most people did not go to job. So it could be very easy to mobilize and get the team there. That political rally in Kajiado was politically significant for some 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, Kajiado is not very far from Athi River. That is the Athi River where recently there are demolitions that happened around the Mavoko. So most people who are disgruntled, that used to stay in the place that is demolished, can actually find their way in Lolongo or Kitengela. And so that rally was coming hot in the heels of a hostility against government. Number two, in Kajiado, the current State House controller, I think Kato Olemetito, is eyeing the governorship. And that, the current governor now, I've just missed the name. If I remember in the course of this analysis, I will not Nkadianye. Who is this? I'll remember the guy, the name. Olenku, rather. Olenku has also been mooting a political party to rival the UDA party there. And remember, Olenku was elected on ODM ticket. So Olenko is serving second term. He's not interested in he cannot go for a third term, but most probably there is a probability that he might go for Senate. And so that rally in Kajiado was very electrifying. Now, and I also wanted to listen to a snippet of Raila Odinga's speech there, and some of the few things he was talking about.
Mzigo ya Bwana Ruto na Gachetha imekuwa mzito sana. Punda sasa imeanguka, sio? Kila siku ushuru, kila siku zakayo. Wakoi punda imeanguka. Punda ya Kenya imeanguka. Sio? Juzi nilikuja hapo nini? EPZ hapo. Nikaona maajabu pale. Nimekuta kikosi ya askari wameweka pale Mavoko, ati wanalinda ubomoaji ya manyumba. Tumeona vioja, vitendo vya unyama, inafanyika kwa dhidi ya Wakenya. Wameleta matinga wamewekwa barabarani. Wanaenda pale, wanabomoa, wamebomoa manyumba ya watu, wamebomoa mashule, wamebomoa makanisa na maduka ya watu. Watoto wachanga wanalala nje kwa mvua, wananyeshewa na mvua. Hapo vijana ambao walikuwa wanakwenda kufanya mtihani hawana shule imeenda. Shule imeenda. Na maana makanisa ya Mungu imebomolewa. Ati kampuni inataka hiyo ardhi yao. Hiyo kampuni haikununua hiyo ardhi. Walipata bure kwa serikali. Sasa baada ya kubomoa manyumba wanasema sasa wanataka kuuza hiyo ardhi. Ati kama wewe unataka, sasa wewe fanya application. Sasa kwanza mtu alikwenda akachukua loan kwa banki, akajenga nyumba, unabomoa kwanza, alafu nimwambia sasa wewe unataka kuuza hiyo ardhi. Upumbavu aina gani? Unyama aina gani? Tunalaani vikali kitendo ya unyama ambayo imefanywa hapa Maboko na serikali ya Bwana William Ruto na Gacheza. Unyama kama hiyo hawezi kupita bila malipo, na malipo ni hapa duniani, hapana mbinguni tena. Sawa. Pili, tumesema tunaongea na hao watu kikundi cha Bwana Kalonzo, lakini ya kwanza ni mambo ya gharama ya maisha mpaka irudi chini. Hiyo ni sharti number 1.
Now, I want to compare that with William Ruto. William Samoei Ruto was in Nairobi and attended church service in Dagoretti. And after that church service, I realized in that church service, the current Turkana governor who decamped to ODM went there, accompanied the president. You know, that's why I'm going to tell you that William Ruto is just a drama. You know, he just likes dramas. Right? I don't know if there is, of all these governors, was there a necessity of going with the ODM governor, or simply because the ODM governor had decamped, so they want to intensify the move for ODM, because ODM, there was a letter that was written for ODM to remove that governor from ODM party. So they just want to, you know, wanataka tu kuchokoza to see how that discussion can continue. And after that, and I don't know why, because the governor had even state managed Raila Odinga's hostility in Turkana. So something happened very interesting. After that, William Ruto went to a rally and held an impromptu rally. Now, you will realize, I've actually made this observation that nowadays, William Ruto social media team do not share photos of a political rally except those ones that they have pulled crowd. If you check the Facebook page, when the president was in Nyanza, the turnout in those in Homa Bay was actually posted. The way people came out in their numbers to welcome the president, that was posted. But in areas where they can't pull crowds, you will not see live stream, neither will you see photos of rally. The only photos that have been posted by the status team are the photos of the president and the team in church. So no photos about that rally. So I wanted to hold that event, that rally, because when the president was talking there, people were staring at him like, you know what?
Sasa tutakuwa na kamati ya wananchi ambayo watafanya kazi pamoja na sisi. Kama hakuna dawa, wananchi watatuambia mapema ya kwamba hapa iko shida ya dawa. Kama kuna shida ya daktari, watatuambia mapema. Kwa sababu tunataka health facility iwe ni facility ya wananchi, na tunawauzisha wananchi katika kuendesha hiyo health facility, na tuhakikisha kwamba kuna pesa ya kutosha ya kununua madawa na kuendesha hizo hospitali zenu. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Vile vile nyinyi watu wa Nairobi, muliona juzi pale Uhuru Park, tulikuwa watu wa Dagoretti tulikuwa pale Uhuru Park, wale community health promoters 7,300 wa Nairobi. Sasa tumewapatia kits, tumewapatia vifaa ya kupima magonjwa, kupima sukari, kupima pressure, kupima hypertension, kufanya nini, na watakuwa wanakuja nyumbani kwenu kufanya hiyo kazi, kwa sababu tunataka kuteremusha mambo ya afya iende mpaka kwa kijiji. Sio lazima uende kwa hospitali ndio upimwe, hata pale nyumbani unaweza kupimwa. Mnanielewa? Na serikali itakuwa inalipa hawa community health promoters. Pale mbeleni walikuwa volunteers, walikuwa wanafanya kazi bila ya kulipwa pesa. Sasa tumebadilisha, tumesema hawa kwa sababu wanafanya kazi muhimu, sasa tutawapanga na tutawapatia pesa kila mwezi walipwe, ndio hakikisha kwamba wanawahudumia wananchi bila ya kubagua ni nani ako na uwezo gani.
So that is it. That is it. And they seem not, you know, it is just the usual statement, the usual promises, oh, we're going to do. But something is a gap that is some is up there. Now, you could actually see the difference in who is the president and who is the opposition leader. As you would actually expect, president's event is mobilized by all the state machineries, the OCPD, the chief, the assistant chief, the Nyumba Kumi, everyone mobilizes for the president, even the area MP, even the leaders mobilizes. So, but on there, Raila Odinga was with his team. The president was in Machakos and it was in Dagoretti. And remember, that was a political rally in Nairobi. Nairobi, and people have not gone to work. And that is how people are. The turnout was not very convincing. Now, there is some few observations I've made there, and I want to explain this. There are some few lessons that Azimio la Umoja must actually gather. Kenyans are slowly getting fed up with the Ruto's messaging. And Ruto's messaging is flat. And that is a signal that they can change the regime. What this country needs, there is no denial that, and even Ruto has come in public and he was telling us that Kenyans should be happy that they are a president. The Kenyans should be happy that he became a president when things are bad. If they would have been, and I got that screenshot somewhere. Look at this. I am happy that I am the president of Kenya when things are tough, because when they are, it needs someone like me to lead. If it was someone else, Kenya would have sunk already. You know, Ruto is forgetting that Uhuru Kenyatta was a president when Kenya was going through COVID-19. So if just, I don't know what's the problem, if just the war in, the two things happening, the war, not even the two things, actually what's happening globally that is affecting William Ruto? Sioni. If just local problems here is making him feel like things are bad. So angekuwa kuna COVID angesema nini? You know, if we were in COVID, angesema nini? And this is it. Azimio la Umoja must understand one thing, that Kenyans are willing and are able to change regime. The only thing that must happen is they must instill hope that they are a different lot. You must show us why you. That's some of the reasons why sometimes some of us are excited about Kalonzo Musyoka. So they just need to show alternative, that we are not Ruto. We are not a continuation of Ruto. Because what Kenya Kwanza regime has shown Kenyans is that there is no difference. And if you compare that reception, there is hope in them. Number two, Raila Odinga can still psych the opposition strongholds because Ruto is facing rebellion. Do you know why Ruto is spending more resources, and Kenya Kwanza is spending more resources on Azimio strongholds? Why? Because there is growing rebellion from the areas that they were looking at their strongholds. In Mount Kenya, it's unpredictable. Even Rift Valley, the other day, they were complaining. Even Western, there are questions of, maybe did not get 30%. So he knows very well that even the areas that you would, but by in the next general election, maybe the Italian numbers might not be there. And I've always said, the difference between Raila and Ruto was 200,000 according to Chebukati, which I do honestly believe it was even less. Who tells you that if Azimio mobilizes votes, who tells you they can't match up? There is something. Something is there. So I think with that reception in Kitengela, it's an indication that Raila Odinga can still psych the opposition strongholds against, despite of that presidential inroads. Now, that thing is, Azimio Umoja needs to start now. Vote mobilization, and that vote mobilization must be capitalizing on Ruto's mess. There are a lot of problems happening in this country. There are quite a number of things that Kenya Kwanza is getting wrong. You know, it's getting too many things wrong. That despite of, there is a bit, I want to give them a bit of some 40%, because the propaganda apparatus, the messaging apparatus by Azimio is still active. I know that's Azimio or Uhuru Kenyatta. But they need to magnify, you know. Look at those demolitions. In Mount Kenya, the coffee sector is falling. You know, some governors in Mombasa, there is a problem of the port. Mombasa wants 2% of whatever is coming, some 3% of whatever is coming from Mombasa port. And national government has refused. So those are some messes. If you go to Kambani, there's quite a number of problems that are still there. The number of projects that have stalled despite of a promise that we'll do them. In Nairobi here is still total mess despite of Sakaja. So I think Azimio Umoja must start vote mobilization, and I still believe they've not taken advantage, full advantage of the situation. Number 3, Raila influence in 2027 is the biggest threat to Ruto first term. Raila's influence, and that is why you will see state-sponsored, haulers, blocked from talking, blocked from going where, blocked from. You will see an attempt to reduce the stature of Raila Odinga, because they know very well that Raila still commands a voice. By the way, those were there, the songs that were being played there was the Leo Ni Leo. And people were like, we still want it. I think with this, it's a very clear line that Ruto is falling out with the citizens. The messaging is flat. Kenyans seem not to see a difference. Both of the rallies were the same day. They're both on Sundays. So kila mtu kuna itakuta alifanya weekend. Both rallies, one was in town, Nairobi. The other one was in Kitengela. So, what's the difference? You realize there is a problem. So, that's my take. Thank you guys. Let's meet in the next.